Okay, this is game number 3 between Miraculous Gaming and PGacad. We have in the top right hand corner the third Zerg in a row. From Miraculous Gaming it is Trinity, the blue Zerg. And in the bottom left we have the purple Terran player, eXqUiSiTe, for the third game in a row. What? You are lying. That's okay. No, I did not make myself ref, so that's okay. I am not BMing anyone. I hold everyone to the highest regard, you see. Anyways, we have Overlord going across the map, being produced the second Overlord. No early pool, not gonna 10 pool, that's okay. No, 10 pools have gone out of style. Usually you see 10 pool is versus a CC first. It's not like you can scout a CC first and then react with a 10 pool or anything. And we have a shout out to Kier, RIP MDQ. He died a terrible, painful death. Alright. Lots of just chat going on, a little banter, that's fine. That's totally cool. We actually have the reactor, or refinery going down. Going to be seeing that Reaper, of course. Definitely. And actually this is a very nice supply block. This is an expansion block. He's actually seeing he's not trying to hatch first, so this is a futile expansion block. He's not scouting, and the fact that the SUV went here knows he's not going hatch first, so he knows something's up. He's going to want to scout in the base a lot earlier than he actually is. I think if I were him, I would have scouted in the base a little while ago. Seeing, it doesn't matter when he scouted, he's going to see it in time to react anyway, and he's going to see, what he's going to see, he's going to see that extractor, of course. And he's like, will it be really fast speed? Will it be roaches? Who knows? Could be anything. And it is roaches. But he actually leaves before the roach swarm goes down. But speed this fast is not too good, especially because of this wall. It wouldn't really be that good of a choice. So he's probably assuming roaches at this point. He doesn't actually see it. He's looking at the thirds and to see if he actually went for a natural at his third. I'm not sure why he would do that. A hidden natural. But I mean, he saw the pool going down and gas and everything. He shouldn't be too suspicious of that. He actually got a Marine to kill this Overlord. This Overlord might actually go down, and that's absolutely bad for that's literally bad for Trinity. And this early on, it's gonna, especially with the build he's doing, he's gonna actually be behind on his build. Actually, no, he's actually gonna get the roaches out before the Overlord goes down, and that's very lucky. And oh my God, he actually gets to the high ground, does he? Yes, he does. Perfect. I think with 2 more shots left, and yeah, actually very nice. And he's actually trying to stop the SUV from scouting, but it's all futile. He just scouts it anyway, and he sees the roaches come out. And 5 more roaches on the way. That will be 7 roach rush and coming up, and he's going to be wanting to put a bunker, and there's the bunker. But 2 roaches are on the way. The bunker will finish just as the 2 roaches get here, I think. And he's actually building 2 bunkers, so that's going to be, that's a little bit overkill. I don't even think he's going to have enough. He's not even going to have enough units to fill the 2 bunkers, it looks like. But this other bunker is actually impeding the repair of another bunker. So I think just 1 bunker would have been better. If you surround it with SCVs, it's totally fine. We actually have a tech lab on this factory. Is it going to be a tank early on? That's kind of weird. That's actually a really, really early tank. He's going to be, once he gets that tank up, it's not weird, but I mean, once he gets that tank up, the roaches are in fact completely dead, and yeah, nothing to say about that. The roaches are just straight up dead. And we actually have 2 bunkers. We're actually going to spread out the fire here. 3 Marines in this bunker, 1 Marine in that bunker. Going to be wanting to pull. He has 2 SCVs here. I guess maybe this extra bunker is to notify him if he wants to attack. If he does attack, 1 bunker might go down because of all the roaches, and he'll have time to pull SCVs for the second bunker to repair that. And he says needs more for supply. I'm not sure what he's referring to. If he's referring to something I said, I'm not sure. Anyways, need more for supply. He needs more. Okay, there we go. And he actually does kill one of the supply depots. He's actually in range with this Overlord to see that supply depot, and he kills it again. He actually cancels it. So he's going to keep rebuilding this, it looks like, and cancel it. And he's actually not getting another supply depot. He's going to be supply blocked for quite a while here. And okay, now he's going to he's really supply blocked. He's going to be supply blocked for a long time. And he does have 2 tanks out, though. He got that tank before the supply block happened, or before the thing died, so he is oversupplied now, 37 out of 35. This is actually, he's going to want to put more than one, I think, more than one depot here, but he's not doing that. He's actually going to try to kill this Overlord. That Overlord was on hold position, so it almost dies. The Marines could go out and kill it, but that's kind of a risk because the Roaches could still be out there, so he's not going to actually risk that. He could salvage one of these bunkers. I am pretty sure he could do that. Just this stuff going down here. Yeah, 2 siege tanks out and a 3rd on the way. Going to be able to push with 3 siege tanks and a couple Marines if he so chooses, but he might not. He actually has a Spire on the way, is Trinity. But with enough Marines, he should be able to defend that. No actual engineering bay, though, and the natural is just now being started, or just now being finished. And he's going to float it over. Obviously, that's how Terran works. They do float over their naturals. So the Spire is actually about 2/3 of the way done. Only on 2 gas, though. 1 base muted. Not such a good thing. We only have 200 gas here, and it's going to be able to produce maybe 3 mutas by the time it's finished. Not quite even that. And this is just he's gonna have to win the game with 3 mutas. And seeing as if he catches him across the map, he might be able to do some damage with the 3 mutas. But other than that, it's not really a big threat to the Terran at this point. 3 mutas is not just... 3 mutas isn't a threat to anyone. I'm pretty sure 1 Marine can take out 3 mutas. No, I'm kidding. But pretty close anyway. We actually have another reactor going down, or another 2 refineries going down, so it is going to be mech, it looks like, probably. Actually building a tech labs directly on the starport. You don't see that very often. You usually see a transfer from the starport to something else. And he's actually starting his engineering bay now, so he can get the missile turret production, but not really. His Marines alone will be able to take care of that. It looks like he's going to actually take out this 1 Marine with these 3 mutas, and there goes the Marine. And see, that was a pretty close fight, guys, wasn't it? Nah. Anyways, missile turrets are actually going down now, and he will be able to get the missile turrets up in time, it looks like, just barely. And where are those mutas? Where did they go? They are hiding. Oh, no, they're here. Okay. So the raid here, not really going to do too much with 3 mutas. Has to actually wait for more mutas, I guess, but he's only producing 2 more mutas and actually getting +1 attack. This is just a force of habit, I'm assuming, because +1 attack at this point, not a good idea, based on how much gas income he has. +1 attack is essential, but he just can't really afford it at all right now. This is gonna be really sad if a bunch of mutas fly into this, but I hope they won't. We actually have Roaches breaking the rocks here. Going to be taking a 4th maybe eventually, so that it's not so not so far away to take the 4th. The 3rd is just about to finish here, and with 5 mutas, he's gonna have to have a miracle happen if 5 mutas are able to kill a missile turret without the SCVs noticing. But that's okay. We might see it. I've seen worse things happen in Clan Wars. I say, oh. I wonder. I'm wondering what he wonders. We actually have a Nidus network going down, so he's going to go focus on more ground, and he's actually getting +1 range attack, and 4 more Roaches, going to be roaching it up and trying to find a space, and he looks like he actually saw this here, or sorry, had a changeling and knows there's an empty space here where he can in fact put the Nidus network. But will the changeling actually run out before the Nidus network finishes? No, the Nidus network is going to finish, and he's going to probably want to put it exactly right here. But well, where does he put it? He doesn't put it anywhere just yet. This is going to run out before he actually places it, but that's okay. He's not trying to kill him just yet, I guess. Okay, so where's that Nidus worm going down? Or where's that Nidus head going down? I don't know what it's called. This is still very, very open spot here. He can put the Nidus network there, and he won't actually have too much problem. And there it is. There it goes. And yes, I see it. Thank you. This observer UI is telling me exactly where it is. He actually runs into a missile turret and a Widow Mine. Loses one of the mutas. Not too terrible. Actually, this Nidus worm full of... Does he see it? Oh yeah, he saw it. He actually just barely sees that with the missile turret, but he doesn't react to it because he was paying attention to not this, basically. And that is a lot of Roaches in here. Thank you for notifying me that he sees it. I didn't actually... I did not think he saw that. And these roaches might get cleaned up, and with these tanks, they cannot fight all these tanks, but he's actually just going to retreat into the Nida Swarm, and he kills a couple missile turrets and a couple SCVs, and he's actually coming back in and putting another Nidus network over here, but he can actually hit it with the tank. That is not going to go up. Absolutely not. Yet again, cannot get it up, these Zerg players. We have, yeah, that supply depot going down, and that missile turret going to go down. Here we go. And that, ooh, that Nidus network going to go down, and he actually traps all these roaches here, so those roaches are left for dead. He's actually just walking, not even A-moving, just walking past the tanks, and that's indeed, that is and he's getting a fourth now with 0 drones, or almost 0 drones. Looks like 51. That's close enough to 0. Let's see, the SCV count is actually lower than I expected. So no third yet from the Terran player, but this huge mech army is going to move across the map. The roaches absolutely cannot deal with this. The Nida Swarm is right in front, and the Vikings do scout it, or actually no, he had it scouted with this thingy here. What's it called? Zelnaga Watchtower. So we actually have this mech army is going to be able to deal with the incoming Zerg army here. Actually lost 2 Vikings. Didn't really was focus firing with these mutas. Did not actually focus fire on the mutas though. So there's the rocks. There's coming out, and he's going to siege up and try to take a third eventually. It looks like he has his third ready. He's just not actually at the third base. So yeah. Finally saturating all his bases is the Zerg player and getting a infestation pit, doing stuff. I'm not sure what he's doing with the infestation pit. Oh no, he's getting swarm host. He's transitioning into swarm host. This is the most all over the place play I've seen all day, or not all day. You know what I mean? In a very long time, he's getting one of everything basically. He makes one of every unit. He can't counter every unit, right? He can only counter so many units. So getting one of every unit, you're guaranteed to get something he can't counter. I mean, it's logic. He's actually loading up all his roaches into this Nida Swarm, or roaches and these things, and actually gets a Widowmine shot on one of the Swarm hosts, nearly takes it down, but Swarm hosts just barely survived that, and actually killing all these roaches, and these locusts are actually taking a good chunk out of the mech army there, but he can actually see all these things because of the missile turret, but these roaches are not actually doing enough damage here. He knows how Widow Mines work. He's actually spread out. He knows that this could potentially happen and kills a bunch of roaches. Actually takes out a Thor, and that's pretty good for the Zerg player, but not terribly good. Not enough to mitigate this. All the swarm hosts are lost or are gone, and we actually have a tech switch back into mutas. Just all over the place with this game here. Adding geysers 7 and 8. I can't even count. What's 4 times 2, guys? I don't know. Now moving across the map with his giant mech army, going to be taking out these roaches, and the roaches are going to have to retreat into the Nida Swarm, but they don't actually. They're not paying attention, and there's 2 roaches go into the Nida Swarm, and he's actually got a bunch of creep here. Actually, just most likely just took a queen there, and there's actually relatively low anti-air for the Terran player right now, so these mutas could actually do some damage to the army. We have 2 Thors and 1 Viking and 5 Marines versus 14 mutas. If the mutas do not magic box, though, the Thors will get quite a bit of shots off there. So actually, Terran's going to stay home until such time where he gets a more sizable amount of Thors to actually take care of these mutas, it looks like. And 1 roach actually going to scout for the 4th here of Terran and see that it is missing, and 4th of Zerg is not missing. And we actually have Ling speed missing, and he notices that as soon as the Lings spawn and starts the speed. I know exactly what's going on through his head there. And actually, we have a 7 health tank taking the Zelnaga tower. That's not really a common strategy, but that's okay. Muta's actually going to circumvent this, and there's Derp from Trinity. Just won't stop talking. It looks like he's going to fly right over this Widowmine, and you're going to hit it right in the face. Bam! And there's the fucking Widowmine hit, and goes into some of these, and a Thor volley, and not much else. He's actually moving all his tanks over here to help protect the mutas, and the tanks can go into siege mode and kill the mutas in the air, of course. And actually, no, he's moving across the map now. So, So yeah, moving across the map, going to be met by these locusts, actually trying to take out the Thors. Magic boxing pretty well there, but 2 Thors versus these mutas, actually taking out quite a bit of mutas, and both Thors do go down, it looks like, just barely. And there's a 1 Viking here, but another Thor comes into the fray, and that is not going to go down very soon. But these 2 tanks are out of position, got a little too eager there, going out in the front, and just got picked off. And these swarm and the lings finally get their speed, and they scan there just to notify or confirm that the swarm hosts are in fact still in their position there, in their rooted position. And he's actually going to siege over here, and that's actually really annoying to deal with his Zerg. He actually added a bunch more mutas and swarm hosts, the infamous muta swarm host play that all Terrans hate. All the muta swarm hosts play. So anyways, magic boxing like crazy. That's actually a very good magic box. Going to take out both these Thors. And these lings are coming in from behind, but actually gets shredded by these tanks. And the banelings are coming. Oh, wow. That was amazing. And by amazing, I mean disgusting to look at. It was just crazy. And so anyways, with 0 anti-air, the Thors are gone. And actually, Terran has very little of everything right now. These mutas are going to be able to take out these tanks. And these lings too, so he's actually going to have a tough time defending these lings. I don't know, he doesn't actually have much. There we go. I was just joking. This was just in the natural, I guess. I was wondering where all his army went, but I guess he actually was macroing. Surprisingly enough, he was macroing while he was attacking, which is an advanced tactic only known by Code S players usually, and. But we see here in Diamond it works as well. And we actually have these rocks being taken down to take the quote-unquote island base. I guess it's not an island base, but it's inaccessible until you break these rocks. For most races, that is, unless you lift off or drop it somewhere. You know what I'm trying to say. Basically the base for anyone except Zerg. So anyways, we have I thought that said 53. I was like, what the fuck? But there's 35 workers here. On this base, totally oversaturated, totally mined out here, and totally mined out here, or 165 minerals left. So this is a lot of swarm hosts. That could actually be pretty painful to deal with if he doesn't deal with it immediately. He sees, oh, a volley of swarm hosts. That's a lot of banelings going to be taking out these hellbats and actually coming in from behind to these Thors. The Thors are actually heavily armored, and the lings don't have really much upgrades. He has 0 melee upgrades, and the Thors are heavily armored. Lings basically do 0 damage to this. So here are the swarm hosts, and according to most Terran and Protoss players at least, he's going to win this game because he actually made swarm hosts. So I'm not sure why eXqUiSiTe is still in this game, because I mean Trinity has made swarm hosts, and as we all know, swarm hosts are the auto win unit for Zerg. So it's clearly futile to be in this game, but he is going to try anyway. Just give it his best shot, even though it is completely unbeatable. So anyways, we actually have a couple of swarm hosts leapfrogging now, getting only a few locusts at a time. Locusts are actually streaming in 1 by 1, which is not the best, of course, because they'll all just die. But these hellbats, okay, he has to take care of these swarm hosts very quickly, or else he's actually going to legitimately lose, and all the jokes will be actually accurate. So, So yeah, he's actually trying to. Okay, he puts a point defense drone, which is very nice against these range units, especially these locusts. He's not actually going to. A lot of workers are off the minerals, but not much. Not really necessary to be repairing. These are probably more. You'll get more utility from repairing because the amount of bases he's on. I've been looking at this. This is the longest engagement I've ever seen. This reminds me somewhat of the. Mass Corruptor versus Protoss Air games that I've watched, or I have casted. Miraculous Gaming has been in Clan Wars where that has happened, and there has been very, very long games and very, very long Sky Terran games versus Zerg. Basically, a lot of games versus Zerg are very long. I wonder why. So anyways, gonna want to take care of these swarm hosts eventually, but he's not. He's actually adding more mutas now, and actually basically no mineral income for the Zerg player. Most of it's on gas. He actually has a base here which is only gas income, Saturated fine on the other bases though, and he's going to be transferring over here. That is a great idea. So he'll actually get a huge boost in his income here. He's actually getting, is he getting transformation? Is that what it is? Yeah, transformation servos lets you, the Hellbats go into the or turn into Hellions and vice versa. We actually have ton of tanks. The Locusts are not going to be able to approach this anymore. Actually, repositioning the Swarm Host, I don't agree with this. This is actually putting him in a very dangerous spot. With this point defense drone, he might want to get one other Raven. Actually, he has... No, never mind. He has enough Ravens. I was going to say get a couple more Ravens so he can like maintain this point defense drone a little bit better, but he actually can maintain it pretty well. I wonder where the Zerg's mutas are at. There they are. A decent number of mutas, but won't be able to do too much because there's missile turrets basically everywhere. A little bit overkill on the missile turrets, but he did switch into them. So now we have a bunch of Vipers coming in, and this might actually change the game because what's it called? Blinding Cloud is actually decently good. Deactivate autocasting. You right click on it. I'm not sure if you can deactivate autocasting on there, but actually, never mind. Dying does in fact deactivate autocasting for most Swarm hosts there, and those Banelings just getting obliterated. Gonna try to do a run by. I'm not sure what he's planning to do with this. He's gonna try to. Oh, that was not the best Baneling connections there, and yeah, that is a lot of gas. He had to take out a second mortgage to actually pay for those Banelings, and they did basically nothing. Killed a couple of supply depots, and he actually did kill a decent chunk of SCVs. But at this point in the game, on a meching Terran, you don't want SCVs really. You want to sacrifice them. So actually, we have these Vipers actually. Okay, sieging all your tanks in one place, not a good idea because the Vipers can actually blinding cloud basically everything. But at this point, it doesn't matter. He has way too much, I think. But he does want to spread out his tanks right now before the Vipers blinding cloud. He actually took care of all the Swarm hosts now and actually getting a fifth Zerg only, quote-unquote, only on 6 bases right now, or 5 bases. And Terran is actually on equal bases, and that's bad for Zerg, of course. Actually sieging all his tanks, actually very bad. Caught him out of siege, caught him unsieged, but all the Banelings are gone now, and he does have a lot of money, but I don't think he has the larva to actually deal with it. Actually, 15 larva, that's okay. He's going to be able to make 30 lings, but that's about it. He's actually getting +3/+3 for his Swarm host, but he does not have any Swarm hosts anymore. He actually has, he had 2 roaches in his Naya Swarm. He would have won the game if he just let those 2 roaches out. I mean, oh man. What a blunder there. Anyways, we actually have more mech, actually mass-producing Hellions at this point. Going to be able to do run-bys, actually trying to, maybe sacrificing these, or no, just pulling them for repair. One Swarm host, how is that? Yeah, that's the only Swarm host. Actually, I have 6 Corruptors and a Greater Spire on the way. Going to try to be going into those Broodlords. This is a very long game. I think a little bit longer than it needs to be, with all due respect, but that's okay. Actually ended up killing a burrowed roach with Hellions. That's very unlikely because roaches regenerate very quickly underground. We actually have a siege up on this base here again, and that's going to be very annoying. He might actually kill it this time, and this is a lot of Ravens. These Ravens can actually harass fairly decently well, put point defense drones and like auto turrets or whatever they're called at bases, just mass auto turrets, and oh my god, I'm really sorry I missed that. That was a huge drone roasting. And oh man, and Hellbats actually do take out this shit very, very quickly and will not actually and refuse to die basically. And all transforming into Hellbats going to be trying to take out this queen and taking out as many drones as possible. And this base is going to go down slowly but surely. Does he even? Can he reach that? Yeah, he can. Okay. Slowly but surely, these bases will go down and just basically mech Terran everywhere. That's not something you see all the time. Mech Terran all over the map. It's usually Bio Terran all over the map. Mech Terran in one concentrated spot. But as we see now, he is harassing with mech. Pretty great. We actually have these Swarm hosts out of position, not burrowed, and just getting roasted. Very, very bad. Are those light? I'm not even sure. I don't think they're light. They can't be light. But the blue flame, even without the blue flame, Swarm hosts go down pretty fast to these Hellions. This game, people in the chat saying this game was over 20 minutes ago, and that's impossible because the game is still going. So how could it have been over 20 minutes ago? And one Thor does go down partially thanks to Splash Fire and these lots of Brewlers now, but not little. I think it's too little, too late, and just going one Seeker Missile on each Broodlord actually going to take them all out all at once, and that was very sad. Actually takes out quite a bit of Thors here, but that's pretty much inconsequential at this point. He is just pushing the Zerg, and there's lol GG. Well played, and eXqUiSiTe takes the next game, third game in a row, leaving it 3-0.